Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. A few weeks ago, I released a video here on the channel that was about the Amalgam universe. And if you haven't seen that video, essentially what it was an exploration of a universe that had been co-created by Marvel and DC called the Amalgam universe. And it's basically where the two publishers came together and blended their characters and told some stories based upon those blended characters. It's very different. If you haven't seen the video, I definitely encourage you to check it out. If you have an opportunity to read the stories, they're also not a bad read in many respects. And I'll try to remember to put a link to that video in the description of this one. Now, with that said, this video is going to be very similar, if you will, to that video, because this one is where I'm going to be showing you some books that were done by Stan Lee for DC. Stay tuned for the video. So as you heard in that intro, Stan Lee actually did some work for DC. I honestly did not know that. I thought he was always just a Marvel guy, but sure enough, Stan did some work for DC, and I first heard about this when I was going through my extended collection, and I kept finding these DC books that had Stan Lee's name on them, and I was like, what is this about? So every time I would find one, I would pull it out and I would set it to the side. And there are more that I still need to find, but I have enough to be able to do this video. I honestly don't know the whole backstory of how this thing came about, but suffice it to say, Stan did some work for DC in which he reimagined DC characters through his own unique lens. And this was essentially like a maxi series or a mini series or a bunch of one-shots that basically were released from 2001 September to September of 2002. And I do believe that there were a total of 13 issues that were released. And again, Stan and some writers, and then also a host of different artists actually worked on these. And so I want to say 10 of the 13 titles here on my desk. I am still hopeful that I'm going to be able to find the others, but I haven't been able to do it just yet, but I remain hopeful. And I will say, down in the comment section, if you all know a little bit more about the backstory and how this thing came to be, I'm definitely going to be curious to hear what your thoughts are. If you've read any of these books, I want to know which ones I should read as well, because I don't know if I'm going to read all of them, but I am going to read a couple of them. And the first one that we'll start off with, and I do believe that this might have been the first one that was released, was Just Imagine Stan Lee's Batman. And this is, again, a one-shot, so there's actually no number on it, but it's just interesting to see DC's logo and Stan Lee's signature on one book. And this one, again, is him reimagining the character of Batman. Next up, as you would imagine, and I think that this one is the next one. I could be wrong, and don't hold me to it. But here is his version of Superman. And it looks not a whole lot like the regular Superman, which probably is on purpose. But there you go. That is him reimagining Superman. I don't even know who the artist is on this one. And I want to say one of the ones that I don't have that might have been third, and again, don't hold me to this, was Wonder Woman. I do not have that one, or I should say I have not yet found that one. But I did find this one. I did find his Green Lantern right there. And again, it's there, and maybe the cover art is different from what's actually inside, but it does not look like the Green Lantern that we've all come to know over the last whatever period of time, right? Next up is Flash, and I think Flash might actually be a woman. From the way that the eyes look here and the way that the body looks, I think that Flash is actually a woman who is dressed in all white. And I honestly don't think, as I look at all of these books, I don't think that any of these have actually ever been read or cracked open. All of them were also all bagged and boarded, with the exception of this one and a couple of other doubles. But this is Just Imagine Stan Lee's JLA. And some artwork on the back. You can see, oh, there we go. There's a little bit more of the Green Lantern. You can actually see that he does indeed have the Green Lantern there. It appears that Batman is probably actually a bat. Wonder Woman, a book that I don't have, is down here. And then we have Flash there. And I think that that's the Superman. I have to go back and look at the image, but that's the back side of this book right here. And yeah, I think that is the Superman. It looks like a lot like Dr. Manhattan right there. Next up is Robin with John Byrne. John Byrne actually did, I think, the artwork on this one, or maybe the writing. It isn't. He's actually on the cover, so he probably did do the cover artwork. But there you go. That is Robin right there. Here is Shazam, and I'm not quite certain to what to make of this one. I'm not certain whether they changed Shazam's gender here, but this is one that I may end up checking out because I'd like to know what Stan thought of Shazam. Next up is Aquaman. It doesn't look anything like Aquaman. Again, it's, you know, if you could go back and just make stuff up and do it completely differently, why not? Why not have a little bit of fun with it? And then here is Sandman, who looks a little bit like a goblin from one of the Marvel books. And let me see if on the back side, there's nothing really interesting on the back side of that one, but that is the back side of the book. And then the very last one here is Crisis. And it's a black and white cover. Crisis right there. And again, I think the ones that I'm missing are Wonder Woman. And let me see if I can quickly tell you guys which ones I may actually be missing. So Catwoman is missing. Secret Files and Origins is one. And Wonder Woman are the three that I'm missing. And the correct order, at least I believe this is the correct order, is Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Green Lantern, The Flash, JLA, Secret Files and Origins, Robin, Shazam, Aquaman, Catwoman, Sandman, and Crisis. I do believe that is the order of them. So there you have it. Couple of really cool books. Again, I'm looking forward to checking some of these out. If you've read some of them, let me know. Let me know which ones you might want to prioritize and or skip. But before I wrap up this video, I actually want to give you guys an opportunity to add a really cool book to your collection. Because we've been talking about Stan Lee, my thought was, how about I give you guys an opportunity to add a Spider-Man book to your collection? Arguably one of the more famous Stan Lee joint creations, that being Spider-Man. And this book is actually a 9.8. It is a 9.8 with white pages, and it is Amazing Spider-Man 229. So this is a Juggernaut, Madam Web, and Black Tom Cassidy appearance. And part of the reason why I did this one was because there's a little something for everybody. There's Spidey, there's some X-Men villains, then there's also Madam Web, who is kind of sort of, you know, there's a little buzz out there about Madam Web because of what Sony may do, and in that they may create a TV show or a movie or something like that, using a younger version of Madam Web, who is not exactly all that young or in good health in the actual comics. But this book could be yours. And all you have to do is to be a subscriber to the channel, a resident of the United States, have a mailing address in the US. And in just a second, I'm basically going to give you a phrase. You head over to the community page here on my channel on YouTube. There will be a post with a link. You click that link, you go to MailChimp, and you plug in the phrase that I will give you, and then you're basically in the running. You then tune into the Ready, Set, Go preview show to find out if you are the winner. You have 1 week, if you are indeed the winner, to actually claim your prize by sending an email to Reggie@RegieCollects.com with your real name, screen name, and your mailing address, and I will bundle up this book and send it over to you. So the phrase for this week, what do we want to go with? Let's just make it simple. Let's make it simple. Let's go with Stan Lee. Stan Lee is this week's Go Collect phrase. 2 words, correct spelling, plug it in, and then you are in the running. With that said, I want to wish all of you good luck. And if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so in one of 2 ways: on Instagram at Regie Collects, or you can send me an email to reggie@regiecollects.com. Take care.